Welcome back to a new episode of DevDrawer. Today we're going to be taking what we did last time where we set up a virtual Ubuntu Linux server on a external solid state drive, and we're actually going to be taking that and we're going to install LAMP, so Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP onto it, so it's a full-fledged web dev server. So where we left off last time was in this VirtualBox manager. We had the where it actually shows the or it doesn't show, it does a headless start on the server, and you do that by clicking this down arrow and clicking on headless start. So you can't see that because it's a pop-up window. That's an issue that I had in the last video, but on this one we're actually going to be doing everything inside of the command prompt for Windows, so I shouldn't have to keep switching back and forth into Windows. So for right now, everything is running as it's supposed to be in here, and you can see this little box right here. It says that we are currently at the login screen on the server, so that means that it is up and we can SSH into it. So before I get started, hit the like button on this video if you like this kind of content. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see this as well as other coding development PHP tutorials. I guess let's get started. So I'm going to open up my command prompt in Windows to here. So last time in the video we used the command prompt to get into the server SSH just to test it out. So I already have that still loaded back to where it was. My IP address that it was pulling was 192.168.0.33. Your IP address will be different, obviously, and your username will be different. But to SSH into it, since we installed OpenSSH whenever we set up the server, it's simply SSH space your username at the IP address. And if we run that command, it's going to ask us for the password that we set up on our server. And then it's once you type in a password, it's going to bring you to the server as if you were actually sitting there in front of the Linux computer or having the virtual window completely open. So what we want to do in this video is install LAMP, because you can't run a web server without LAMP. I mean, you can, but you can't run a web server the way we want to run it right now without LAMP. So we want to get it all on there as quickly as possible, and there's a few different ways that you can do that. The first way would be to install everything individually. So you would install Apache, then you install in PHP, then you would install MySQL, set that up, and all this kind of stuff. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to use tasksel or tasksel, and that's a application, I guess, inside of Ubuntu that we can use to install a LAMP server, and it's a pretty easy installation. So first thing we want to do before we do anything is to do a sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade. What this is going to do, it's going to update and upgrade any of the applications or files that we currently have on this box. We just want to make sure that we're starting off with a good clean slate. So let's go ahead and hit yes to go through and install all of the default stuff that came with the server. We're just updating it. We haven't installed anything additional that would help, except for maybe the net stat or whatever it was last time, in order to allow us to get our IP address, because I couldn't remember that it's IP space ADDR. Okay, so anyway, it's already went through its update. Since it's a brand new server, that's usually pretty quick. If you ever run that command whenever you've been running this server for a few months and you don't update it very often, it could actually be kind of slow. So right here is where you would make that selection where you're going to install task select or you're going to install it manually. So I found that if you do the task select by doing sudo apt install tasksel, it's a lot quicker, and it kind of gives you a better window. So you could actually install LAMP by itself by doing sudo tasksel install LAMP-server, or you could just do tasksel and it'll pull up with what you need it to. So we're going to go that route for this video. So let's do sudo tasksel, and then that's going to open up the GUI. and then we're just going to check this box and tab over. There's other things that you can install from here, like for example Samba is something that we'll probably install in the future, just because it allows you to share files, and since we're on a Windows machine, we would like to have some backup ability onto our Windows machine for our server. So eventually Samba will be something we install, but for now we're just going to be installing LAMP. So let's go ahead and hit OK, and then it's going to go through the installation of the packages. And then once it gets done there, we're going to test it out. It's a pretty quick installation. Again, I got 8 gigs of memory running on this server. So mine may be a little quicker or a little bit slower than yours depending on your setup, but it's not too bad. So while we're here, let's go ahead and do sudo. Oh, I need to click in the right window. There we go. Sudo nano, which is the editor that we want to use for Ubuntu, and we're just going to create a file inside of our var/www folder just so that we can see the information about the server pretty quickly. It's a pretty simple thing. If you know anything about PHP, we're just going to do PHP, and then here we're going to do I think it's PHP info here, and then here, and then we're going to save it, and we're just going to name the file info.php. That's fine, and now let's exit out of that, and let's clear our screen. So we're starting from scratch. So now I think I need to restart the server. So I'm just referencing my notes while I'm doing this. So we're going to do sudo, I think it's Apache to restart. Yep, that's not it. What's the short code for that? Restart Apache. I can never remember that code. It's always something simple too. Ah, yeah, well, I was close. So it's sudo service Apache 2 restart. Alright, so now we have restarted our Apache server. So let's go ahead and browse out to our IP address, which I've already previously loaded in a test. But you can see here that everything's working. So let's open up that info.php page that we created, I believe. So let's go to sudo or cd var www, and then we're going to list all the files there. It is info.php. So alright, let's try. I don't think localhost is going to work because I'm using, it is 192.168. So let's do ipadr and 192.168.0.33. So the issue that I'm running into is it's not finding the file, even though it's apparent that the file is inside of the folder, because I do an ls which lists all the files and we can see info there. So let's do sudo nano info.php, and it's simple, php info, and that's it. So let's exit. Oh, I didn't put it inside the HTML folder. Alright, so I'm going to do rm info.php. Yes. Sudo rm info.php. Alright, so now we're going to cd into this HTML folder. Now if we do sudo nano info.php, now we should be able to do it. So PHP, then we're going to do PHP info, and then we're going to close that out. We're going to save it again, and now we're going to exit. And now if we open up our browser and refresh. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so this info, PHP info, gives us all the information about the server so we can verify that it's working, and we actually have access to the HTML folder to be able to make the changes that we want. Okay, so now what we want to do is install phpMyAdmin, which we will be able to access by using our IP address and then phpMyAdmin, which right now it doesn't work, which is fine because that's expected. So let's go back to our command prompt. And while we're here, let's do clear, and I'm going to cd back to my normal my folder. Okay, so now we cleared it again, and we're going to run the following command to install phpMyAdmin. So let's do sudo apt get install phpMyAdmin, and let's go ahead and install that and set up whatever password that you want to. I'm going to enter my own password here, hit OK, and OK, and then we're running Apache 2. OK. Okay, now that we've installed phpMyAdmin, we don't want to use the root account to log into it. I don't even think it would let us log into it using the root anyway. So what we're going to do, I mean, we can't log into phpMyAdmin using root, but we can log into the MySQL part of it using root. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new super user that's going to be used just for our databases. So we're going to do sudo MySQL -p-u root. And the password is what we just set. And then once you're in there, we're going to create a new user. So let's do create user, and then we can call this whatever we want to. So I'm just going to call it dev drawer at localhost identified by, and then I'm just going to use password just to use password. Then put a semicolon at the end of it because we are technically in a MySQL instance right now. Alright, so now we've created a new user, so we're going to grant it privileges as a super user. So we're going to do grant all privileges on everything to the user that we just created, which is dev drawer at localhost with grant option. Alright, so now we should be able to switch over to our browser and log in, and you're not seeing it. I need to switch to window. Okay, so we should be able to switch in to our browser and log into phpMyAdmin using the information that we've just created. So now we have access to our database. We have access to our PHP files, which is contained in the var www.html folder, which you can browse out to that. So let's exit out of our MySQL instance. So let me show you this real quick. So let's exit with a semicolon, and then from here we're going to do change directory var www.html, and then from here this is where we would create all of our virtual hosts, which I'll go over in the next video because I think this video is going to run a little bit long as well. So we're going to create a virtual host in the next video so that you can set up fake domains like how we have been doing with the WAMP installation for our previous videos, where we do something like devdrawer.local. We'll actually be able to create a virtual host using a command and then be able to push that out. So while we're here, there's a few other things that we need to do to kind of secure some things. So let me look at my notes. Well, I know there was something in here. Well, I think that we're actually to the point where we're good. So let me open up the browser again just to look around a little bit. So we have our main phpMyAdmin there, and then we have our server here, and then we also were able to create that info.php. So before I end the video, let me go ahead. I cleared it out again. I'm going to edit the index.html so that I can show you what it would look like for this to not display the default page. So what that's not what you can't see it. So this, we're not going to show this. So we're going to switch back over to the command prompt, and over here let's do sudo nano index.html. And then here inside of nano, I believe it's Control-6 and then Control-Shift-T. Nope. What is that command? So let's click up here. We're going to do Control-6 and then Alt-Shift-T. There we go. Alright, so that just removed all the information that's on there. So I'm just going to put a simple H1 tag, and I'm going to say this is the server home page, and you can control this however you want to whenever you're actually writing your code. You can put folders on there. You can use it as an intranet. We kind of use ours as an intranet. The HTML folder is intranet, and then we create our virtual host for everything else using their own like domain, like a local domain that we have. So for right now, I'm just going to save this out, and then I'm going to escape it, and then we're going to switch back to the browser, refresh, and now you can see that we have edited this page. So I think this video went on a little bit longer than I was hoping it would. I was hoping to get into the virtual host installation, so it'll probably be a quick video next time. But for right now, I think that this is where I'm going to end it at before I get started on anything else. So just to recap, we installed Linux, we installed LAMP using tasksel, and then we also installed phpMyAdmin, and we're able to access that here. And then we edited the home page to show some text. So the next time we'll get into creating these virtual hosts, so you can create as many virtual hosts as you want to for each client that you have. But for now, I think that's going to be it. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for new videos, and hopefully next week we will be going over how to do the virtual host, and maybe if I can think of anything else that we can include before that. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.